rusted junker garage. Got the old Junker 55 idling away here. Got the rusted junk 55 Chev fired up, all the front end stuff done. We're going to take it out for a ride and see how it steers. Hopefully we got this problem cured. Let's see how it does. We'll find out how good here in just 1 second. Oh yeah, she steers just like a junker. Steering wheel not being real straight. This thing steers pretty darn good. Have a ride here. See how she does. Too awfully bad for what it is. You gotta love an old stove bowl. We're kind of on the main road here. Actually, the speed limit's 50 here. Don't know if this old truck will get up to that speed though. Chugging along, and the corkscrew effect basically has got away. The truck steers pretty straight and it's pretty responsive to my steering corrections. A lot better than before. Before I really didn't know, even going straight, what it wanted to do. It just felt like it was just pushing the tires into the pavement. Now with the 4 degrees of positive caster, you know, it's kind of like the more closer to the front end of a motorcycle or a bicycle, something like that. So the tires are riding on top of the pavement instead of trying to push into them. So far, we're pretty darn pleased. You know, again, it still pretty much drives like a 69-year-old truck, but it's not unpredictable. In fact, it's enjoyable. I think we've got the darn issue fixed, other than the steering wheel's not quite straight, so we'll take a look at that. But kingpins, drag link, tie rod ends, springs, shocks, new shackles to hold the springs, and the 4-degree shims in it. It did the trick. I can start driving this thing and actually enjoying it. Happy about that. This little 235-6, they don't make a lot of horsepower, that's for sure. But darn it, they just run. We're going to pull into the AMP in here. And we're going to put a little fuel in this thing. Well, the old regular here, $4.20 a gallon. I don't know what it is in your neck of the woods, but that's the reality here in Western Washington, thanks to the outrageous gas tax they have here. Unbelievable. It's like highway robbery. Well, what do? Cut down on your driving, I guess. So let's take this out for a little more of a cruise and see how this front end performs, and then when we get it back, we'll kind of put it up on the scissor lift again and just kind of go over all the nuts and bolts under there, tie rod ends, check the lug nuts, things like that. Make sure that everything is pretty good shape. So And after bleeding the brakes, they feel darn good too. That brake bleeding tool, that was pretty nice. I really liked using that. Oh, this thing just steers so much better. Powerhouse too, look at that. They're snapping my neck. One arm hanging out the window here. About 45 miles an hour. Feels really good. Let go of the wheel. She's running just about straight down the road. So I think my alignment is okay for a garage alignment. I don't think I'm going to take it and pay anyone to do it because they're probably not going to get it any better. But just run with this. But so far, so good. Makes the old boy happy. I had this truck about 2.5 years. It's been an ongoing problem. And with some of the other things I done, and fixing that issue was the big #1 thing, obviously. So, gosh darn it, take this thing out and enjoy it once in a while. I'm pretty darn happy right now. Right here. A few more things to do. Got the windshield to replace. The passenger door window is broken. That's going to need to be fixed too, so we got those. Looks like the pinion seals. Got a little tiny leak in it, and that's probably because I put some fluid in and filled it up. It's supposed to leak down a little bit, it'll stop leaking. So that's what we're going to do. Get those things done here in the near future, along with some other projects that we got to. And then, you know, I want to get my '57 Chev out to a couple car shows, along with this beater. I want to ride my Harley. I want to take the 650 KLR, the old adventure bike that we got. Did a video on that. You can check that out. Out on a couple of adventures too, and enjoy some of the summer. We're going to get some nicer weather here. Only about 70 today, but later on in the mid-80s. And I know Friday night there's another car show at the Bridge, so I think we're going to take the '57 Chev to that. We'll see what's there and see if we can come across a neat old rusty piece of junk and maybe interview the guy too. I don't know. We'll find out. Right now, we are just totally enjoying this ride. Brakes don't pull. Feel darn good. To this truck, as far as I know, this is a non-oil filter engine in here, so basically you just drop the drain plug and drain out about 4 quarts or whatever it was, somewhere around there, and dump some in. I use that Shell Rotella, the diesel oil, 1540. I pull flat tap and stuff. I use it in that KLR. I also use it for 57. And I use it in my lawn tractor too. Now before the shims were in here, this corner here, it was totally scary. You didn't know where the truck was going to go, especially when you started to come out of it. It was like a corkscrew, but it went right around that corner at about 40 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more. Best I can tell with the speedometer the way it is, but this truck is definitely driver quality now. Darn, that's good. It's got all the horsepower. That's showing me around 60. I don't think I've ever had this going that fast before. I never would have because I couldn't be sure where the steering was going to point the Bill from Restored Hot Rods. He's the one that mentioned the shims to me. And then I also went on Stowable Forum, and I asked a question on there, and one old-timer got back to me, and he sent me the factory spec sheet for the shims for this truck. So I kind of knew I was on the right track, and I found the 4 degrees and popped those right in there. And I think that, along with the kingpins and the tie rod ends, it made this thing real good. Gotta love that. So anyway, shout out to Bill there at Restored Hot Rods. Over there, he's over in Idaho. Good fella. Check out his channel. He's got all kinds of neat stuff going on there. He's a kick to watch too. Thanks, Bill. Let's say we're going left here. Dead end. God, this 6 is so smooth. I think if you set a glass of water on the valve cover, you wouldn't see any vibration. I have no idea how many miles on it. Speedometer reads like 158,000, so 158, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. And I believe it is the original 6 to this. I just wonder what happened to those shims that were in this truck from the stock. The guy I bought the truck from, he had some history on it, and he said it was an Eastern Oregon truck. So you'd have to think it was over there on a farm somewhere. Pretty rust-free truck. The lower, very lower cab corners got a little bit poking through. Actually, I've gotten 2 new cab corners for it. Here's some aftermarket sheet metal. You really don't know what you're going to get with that. There's a bunch of guys doing stuff on YouTube using that. Not too many of them have very good things to say about it. So that isn't something we're going to tackle right now. I think for this summer, I think we're going to do a few more things to it. Simple stuff, maybe the windshield. If I can find one. I remember I looked a while ago and backward or something like that. Steering wheel wants to turn right back to center on the corners. Before, you were kind of fighting it a little bit, you know? So we're happy with that. The roads I have been on. Oh, there's a coyote. I don't know if you saw that. She run right across the road. Right of us. Yeah, they're out here. Quite a bit of open land around here. Yeah, the old truck don't ride too awfully bad, but it's 3-inch lowering springs. I think they're Posies. I got them from Speedway. They were somewhere around 300 and some odd bucks. You can see the sound right there. Take a left here. Temps running cool. Charging. About 40 pounds of oil pressure, so happy with that.